So we come to the end, and I imagine that the joy that comes from living out the meaningful life that you possess is still elusive. Maybe you can see it, maybe you've tasted it, maybe as you've gone through this book or this study, you've grabbed onto it intellectually, but you still can't quite grab onto it experientially. And if that's the case, I know what you're talking about. I get it. The writer of Ecclesiastes also understood it. It's what he referred to as Havel. Now, this is a hard word to translate into English. Some of our Bibles use the word vanity or meaningless, and that's not that that's wrong. It's just not rich enough to convey, I think, what the writer of Ecclesiastes was talking about. There's a quality of life and its meaning that seems to be just out of our grasp. Ecclesiastes, when you first read it, it seems like a strange book to be in the Bible. For almost 12 chapters, it says over and over that nothing we really do matters. It's all meaningless. It's vain, havel. As soon as you find happiness, success, wisdom, or wealth, something happens and it all goes away. It doesn't matter if you were wise. It doesn't matter if you were righteous. The end result is the same. Pursuing a meaningful life is as vain and as futile as trying to chase after the wind. So is joy really possible? Or is it havel? But the point of Ecclesiastes isn't that nothing matters. It's actually the opposite. Everything matters. The Lord sees everything we do. So regardless of the outcome, the Lord knows the motivation. And we cannot control outcomes, but we can control why we do what we do, and the Lord sees that. So in a much greater way, everything we do matters. You see, the quest for a meaningful life is the pursuit of living in what is really real. And a lot of us live in the pursuit of controlling outcomes, things that we hope will become real, but are not yet real. And that's the point of Ecclesiastes. You cannot control outcomes, so stop living for the outcome. Sure, be wise, plan, and be prudent, but you cannot guarantee what tomorrow is going to bring. And in that futility, you will miss out on the joys that are set right in front of you. For example, in the writing of this book, of course I have aspirations. My publisher has aspirations. My friends at Summit Ministries have aspirations. What we hope this book becomes. And all of that can become a heavy burden for me, where I live in the future hope of what this book might be and miss out on the present joy of being able to write it. Not everyone gets this opportunity or has a loving wife that will allow me to do it. Not everyone can laugh at what I can't put in this book, because maybe it's not appropriate enough. I can laugh at things in this book that you will never laugh at. There is great joy set right in front of me, but I could miss it by living in what may or may not be. We all must live in what is really real. And there are 3 questions that I think you can ask yourself to help you in this pursuit. First, just always ask yourself, what makes your life meaningful? And let that question's answer remind you of where your significance comes from. Ask yourself regularly, what joy is set in front of you that you would be missing when your eyes are on the future? Don't neglect the simple and profound joy of a good meal shared in good company. As we come to the end of this book, let us all remind ourselves that our goal here wasn't something gimmicky. It was to more fully know the Lord Jesus Christ, the way, the truth, and the life. Let us encourage one another to keep coming back to Him. What we are looking for is in Him. He will lead us in the way we are to go, teach us what is true about this life, and fill us with abundant life. In Him is a joy like nothing else. In Him, you can find peace. In Him, you can find rest. In Him, the quest for a meaningful life ends, and what begins is eternal, joy-filled life.